You are a triple fudge sugar loaf with extra glaze. Baby dolls, welcome back to the juicy news of crypto, the juiciest show. Remember, there are a lot of things happening except the freaking price. What are you doing, Bitcoin? Go up. The opposite of down. We've got some things to go through today, friends. You got to pay attention. Please make sure you keep your back straight. Firstly, Polkadot have fired useless, overpaid staff. Who called them useless? Me. Who called them overpaid? Me. No, but it's actually serious. They actually did call them useless and overpaid. I made this post here to share with you. Look at this. A PolkaPOOP emergency. Polkadot have done an emergency employee fire to their 340 people infrastructure team. I believe there's another word for their team. It's called something else here. Parity. Parity. PP. So here I am explaining. Basically, they said everyone was an overpaid and useless cockroach. Workers and managers were vulturing off the now thin Polkadot funds. Have a look at this, friends. So this is DL News. Polkadot workers endured Hunger Games retreat after getting news of mass layoffs, employees say. So he's the founder, Gavo Wood. So just to share with you, okay, I got the most important part. So Parity is a blockchain infrastructure company. They were tasked with developing the Polkadot blockchain. Now, here's the thing. I did not know this until now. I didn't know they got some other company out there. You know, how do you know if their chairs are squeaky? How do you know the contents of their drinks? You don't. Very important. According to several current and former employees, Polkadot and Parity are now racked with inner strife as funding dwindles and employees decry the juicy salaries top managers are paying themselves. Juicy salaries. They said it. I don't think so, friends. You know, it's not juicy. Look, you're robbing people. It's not juicy, all right? So they all think, well, you know, infrastructure, this and that. You're doing nothing. I'm going to share with you more information later on. Actually, I'll share with you right now. This is why it's fascinating. This is a list of developers and commits. Have a look at the top. Can you see the top, friends? Look at Polkadot. Polkadot is second. 3,600 weekly commits. This is the top, says weekly active devs. All right. So Polkadot is number 2. Polkadot have number 2 in all of crypto. I've made many reports on this. If you recall, many months ago, early in the year, I did all the research. I was like, man, Polkadot, I guess we got to watch out for it because they have like 5,000 devs and surely they are bound to produce something. Now, here's the thing. I told you, as your friend, that the way to play these, what I'm doing, not financial advice, go speak to advisor, go buy bonds, go do something else, okay? Go sell crypto if you don't like it. But just telling you, I don't want to just jump into any of these chains. Why? Everybody thinks they're the chosen chain. Now, you might say, well, what about PulseChain, which is real DeFi? I'll go, yeah, but that's a cult. We're in a cult here. I know, for example, Hexologist isn't going to rename himself to Polkadotologist. I know he's not going to do that. He'd probably just rather quit and become a plumber or a carpenter. With these, I don't know. Is there a Craptos Maxi who's like, yeah, I'm an avalanche now. I like snow. Is there somebody in Pui who's like, you know what? Pui doesn't do it for me. I'm going to go to PolkaPOOP. So you don't know these. Well, you do know these, friends. They don't have a cult. That's it. I've done the hard work and research for you. And you already know this because you like, subscribe, belly button, or, and you shocked the algorithm for this family-friendly show. Let's continue again. So Polkadot, that's what they were looking at. They're looking at all the devs. They're looking at all these salaries being paid. The executives being paid a lot. And there were not many tangible results delivered. Eric Wang. Family-friendly show, friends. Parity's former head of strategic growth. I mean, his surname's Wang and he's the former head of strategic growth. You can't make this up, man. Who makes these? Okay. He left the company in January. Parity became pretty broken. Right. There are pills for that, by the way, these days. Family-friendly show. I told you how many times, friends. Please. Okay. They also mentioned a week before Parity Technologies' annual retreat to some island, 385 employees received some shocking news. The company was laying most of them off. So this is Polkadot, by the way. This is not something else. This is the actual Polkadot team. It's just that they hired someone, they call them something else. Because remember, it's DAO governance. They got to try like, hey, it's a company within a tax structure. And we don't want to have people like liable themselves or contracted themselves. That's the way you got to do it in this. But it doesn't work, friends. We all want to hold hands. Look at what's happening in the Middle East. The ice cream team and the peanut butter dudes. You can't have them together. You see what happens? Like ants in a bottle, the red ants and the black ants. Remember the melody, the parody. If you shake red ants and black ants in a jar, they start fighting with each other. But if you just leave them alone, they just coexist. So all these layoffs happen, originally planned, blah, blah, blah. Look at the bottom here. It was a surreal, sick joke, said one employee. Kind of Hunger Games vibes. Look, man, you overpaid and your coins poop. Oh, man, friends. And I just opened up the Polkadot chart. Like, you're about to make another multi-year low right now. You're at $3.60. Come on, bro. Like, we're getting our Parachain Polkadot, which was those VC ICO things that we participated in October, November, December of 2021. And it was all the way up here, and we are down, 92, 93%. Yeah, it's like everything else. You're down, you know? That's just what happens. So, you know what I found fascinating? No community can actually sit with themselves and say, yes, we are a function of the Bitcoin and Ethereum liquidity. They don't want to do that because it really absolves everybody of the sins. Because, you know, for example, in ChainLink, I knew the only reason why ChainLink's gone down is because Bitcoin, Ethereum, and just the whole market. But it's easy for us to say, I guess if you're a VC on top who's just getting paid, you're like, oh, the market's down, keep paying us the salaries. But when it comes to these, it's not so easy. Very unfortunate. Look at these Polkadot new multi-year lows. I think October 24th, we're going to be releasing the actual Polkadot release. And baby dolls, there is a lot of coins coming out. Like 400 million or something ridiculous amount of Polkadot coming up. And we're going to need actually just some bit of interlude music just to crank us, get us through this period. Because $400 million on this red candle. Please. You know what's going to probably happen, friends? It's probably going to mark the low somewhere and then just dies off. So, you know, I know people don't want to sell the low, but I'm just selling. I don't care. I'm just getting into everything else. Why? Now, I'm telling you. Remember, I'll give you this analogy. You walk into a car dealer and you have a Corolla, all right? You have a Toyota Corolla and you want to buy a Ferrari. And then the sleazy car salesman says to you, by the way, I've got a friend who's a car salesman. All of them are bad. Okay, but the sleazy car salesman says to you, he says, your Toyota Corolla, we're going to buy it off you for $1. $1. And you're going to be like, you know what? You're a sleazy car salesman. This is a scam. But no. This is what's happening in crypto. You see, not only is your Toyota Corolla $1, the Ferrari is also $1. So did you really lose? No, you actually made. You got to swap a Corolla for a Ferrari. So you're probably asking, okay, what does that mean? That means, yes, Polkadot's going for massively cheap, and so is the other altcoins out there, but there are other things like Real DeFi, PulseChain, PulseX, and Hex, and you might even say ChainLink, they're also still cheap. But be careful because we are running out of time. I've been saying this for like 18 months. I knew there's going to be a day where they just flush up and you're not going to be cheap anymore. So when we see all these devs, there's a deeper story going on here. So this is a list of developers and commits, right? Most of these devs are useless. You can see they've produced nothing. Polkadot is number 2 under Ethereum, but ChainLink CCIP tech has blown Polkadot interoperability out of the water. I've made many videos on it. I'll continue to make videos on it. Everything in crypto still drops minus 95%. So even though you make all this stuff, you need someone as a team to say, no, we're still going to make it, all right? Right. In other pieces of news, friends, so the rest, not really that important. You know, you got to have Tesla, they still have minus 75% less Bitcoin than 2021. Now, if you read this news today, they actually put a positive spin on it. They say, Tesla haven't sold their $300 million Bitcoin. Habib, sit down, take a seat over there. Please take a seat over there. Make sure you're drinking protein today because they sold 75% of it, all right? It's not saying, oh, wow, that's still good. No. They got rid of 3/4 of their position. How is that bullish? But they're trying to put a positive spin on it, saying, oh, they haven't sold the final 25%. We'll see about that. Mike Novogratz, friend of the channel, still thinks Bitcoin ETF is coming in 2023. I'd honestly, friends, I'd rather them just literally delay it until 2025 so we can just sell the top. I want an obvious top signal. I've been waiting for this for a long time. Vitalik as well has said, as an alien, I've got an alien. See the flag here? Vitalik says, I haven't sold Ethereum and I've ridden as ETH BTC drops. This is the ETH BTC chart. It is dropping. Now, you're going to learn something today because we're friends. I'm going to put a little poop emoji here, all right? I want you to know something. Do you remember I always tell you, friends, that the secret to markets is positioning? I've told you this many times. Well, this is the perfect example. There was literally nothing wrong with Ethereum the past 1.5 years. They made it proof of stake. They did EIP burning. The gas fees are even low. Like everything is like super cheap right now to actually use on Ethereum. But it's still going down. It's still going down against Bitcoin. I'm here to tell you the news doesn't matter. The news doesn't matter. There is a stream of time we travel, friends, and sometimes positive news and there's negative news. And there's positive news and there's negative news. I can tell you with confidence and 100% certainty, there is always going to be a balance of positive news at the tops and negative news on the bottoms. And because charts go up and down, this is just the ebb and flow of humans. You know, sometimes we wake up, we're feeling a bit hungry, feeling a bit sad, feeling a bit angry. We feel like this in the charts as well. So as we traverse through time, you don't even need to see a weakness in the asset you hold. This is how I'm translating the information here for you because you're my baby doll and I appreciate you. I want you to know, in the future, we're going to be holding through a crypto bull market. And there will be absolutely no sign of weakness. None. We might be holding something. We're like, dude, there is literally no reason to sell. None. Absolutely none. No weakness. Nothing. Full strength. High value. Community growing. Everything. I don't see any weak point here. That's exactly when you should be selling, by the way. I'm not kidding. Okay, so I want you to learn. We learned off Ethereum now, didn't we? We got to see how ETH BTC is dropping and there's literally no reason. Nothing. It's just dropping. Why? But there is a reason, friends. Positioning, okay? Positioning. Because everybody was sucking off Ethereum for the past 1.5 years. What are I even saying? Everybody was pointing to me, tagging me in all the Discords and Telegrams and Twitter saying, ha ha ha, my portfolio is Ethereum maxi. Your altcoins are going to zero, buddy. And I knew as soon as I said that, the Grim Reaper's coming for their throats because every single soy boy cuck, all the Furu stock influencers, they're all in Bitcoin and Ethereum. I know how the story ends. You know how the story ends, friends. That's why I made all these videos to share with you. Yes, positioning. When you're all in the same position, you get wrecked. You don't even need to identify a story. It's just give it time. You know what else we're going to give time? To our friendship, of course. Elon thinks about adding $1 fee to curb bots. $1 per year subscription. I like it. I don't know how everyone else will like it, but you got to do this, man. I get phone call spams all day. I get message spams all day. Everything's a spam. I don't read anything. I promise you. I don't believe anything, friends. I've heard too many Men in Black stories. Everyone's a freaking scammer. Some dude from India pretending he's a dude in the neighborhood saying, would you like some electricity, sir? No. It's all a scam. And I know there's only one way to fix it. You put everything on the blockchain and you charge everybody $1, right? Think about this, by the way. Think about if you were to make a phone call, imagine you had to pay that person 30 cents, right? Nothing big. Like, you can make phone calls all day. Doesn't matter. Not that much, but just enough so that you never got spam again. Maybe you could make it like 10 cents because those spammers, they won't just spend all day. We've got to spend money, but they actually would spend money up until the point that they can keep scamming and make it viable. So there'd have to be a price doing it. What about spam emails? Imagine every time somebody had to send you an email, it would cost like 5 cents, 10 cents, and that would pay you the money. You get to receive, you get paid. Isn't that a fancy idea? With crypto, that'll probably be the future. We're nowhere near that. Why? Please, just pump out Ponzi coins, man. I don't care about anything, friends. I'm going to give you actually an extended pump. That's right. This is what we're here for, friends. This Peppy jumping on the trampoline. And I'll remind you as well, GBTC is minus 13.54%. Look at it. Look at this. Could you ever believe this? It literally just went up only. It literally went up only. How about that? Minus 13.54%. This is very bullish. By the way, I made a video down here saying don't buy GBTC. I'm just being honest. I told you. And why? Why is that? It's because the risk reward isn't that good. Because what you're doing is it's basically you're buying an altcoin against Bitcoin and you're trying to make more Bitcoin. So one, you had to do a centralized exchange. I didn't like that. And two, your upside was only about 1.8 Bitcoin. So you have 80% Bitcoin return. So what you would do is, so you're probably buying like 1.6. So 1 divided by 0.6. There you go. Your 1 Bitcoin could turn into 1.67 Bitcoin, which is, it's good for like enormous size. But with altcoins, I think you can make more than 67% on that. I don't think it was worth the risk. Like, for example, ChainLINK, Hex, PulseChain, PulseX, I think you can get like 800%, 8, 9, 10x from those lows, right? We're talking about the absolute lows. I think it should be okay to get 500%. And it's decentralized, and you have the option to swap stuff as well. So even though this is great news, we just got to keep ourselves grounded. By the way, the trade's gone now. It's minus 13% discount. There's literally no reason to touch it whatsoever. So the gap is getting tighter. As the gap tightens, it gives more incentive for institutional players to grab BTC off the open market. That's what we want. And then we pump our Ponzi green candles to the moon. So instead of buying the fake paper Bitcoin, so if this gap is big, what do the institutions do? They go and put, let's go put $100 million in this random institution, this random, maybe Coinbase, I don't know who offers GBTC. They put $100 million there, and then they buy $100 million of the paper Bitcoin. But if the gap is closed, even if there's a premium, imagine it's like a 5% premium. Well, that institution, they'll say, well, that $100 million, let's put it to Coinbase, but let's go buy spot Bitcoin. And when they do that, it will drag up and be buy pressure for all the crypto because everything's liquidity linked to Bitcoin. That paper Bitcoin, not liquidity linked because you can't go the other way. So he mentioned too, we might even usher in the first bull pump when the gap closes. So this is what we're all waiting for. And I know everybody is waiting for this ETH BTC to go up, but I'll be honest, friends, I like Ethereum, I love it, but I want my altcoins to catch up against Ethereum. And to be honest, I've already told you a secret, haven't I? Ethereum is now in its 3rd cycle curse. Have you noticed how every person is bullish on Ethereum? Have you noticed? Oh, if only you had a friend who's been making videos for literally 12 months, made over 1,000 videos. Thank you very much. For free for you guys and girls and squirrels and ducks and pups to let all of you know the 3rd cycle curse is the worst of all because your expectations, the difference between your expectations and reality is the biggest. Because you are going off the first 2 cycles. Ethereum did 4,500x in the first cycle. Ethereum then did a 50 or 60x from the low in the 2nd cycle. Now we're in the 3rd cycle. Everyone's like, well, Ethereum's definitely going to 15K. Definitely going to go above 10 to 15K, right? What if it stops at 8? Now you can see the problems that arise. But there's going to be no problems here because we're still waiting for October. To Rocktober, please continue green. All we can do is hope and pray, friends. Hope and pray that we're going to make it. Make sure you tell mum and dad Christmas is approaching and so is November. And then the new year. I will catch you in the next one.